These are the Meta Ray-Ban smart glasses. And right now, the version 2s are currently out. This is the version 1. You have the first generation of tech, but is it worth getting the second generation of these glasses? Well, today I'm going to give you my 6-month review into this product, and you can decide whether or not this is good enough or do you want the second version. Now, these things are built well. They're very solid. It is great to carry around with you. You're really not worried about them getting broken. They come in 3 different styles with 2 different finishes. So of course, the more expensive finishes is this matte texture over there. These only come, unfortunately, for the transitional lenses or the polarized lenses, but the regular sunglasses don't happen. Transitional lenses are great. They're great for when you're outside. They're great for using it on the inside. And for myself as a videographer, I do enjoy having the versatility and not just always having some shade on my glasses. That's nice. However, the drawback is I would say I need sunglasses the most when I'm driving, and that's when transitional lenses unfortunately fail you. Now, something to do with the UV blocking in the glass or something like that. They stay perfectly clear when you drive, which is better for driving in the evenings at the night hour. But during the day, I need the sun protection. I need to not be able to squint when I'm trying to drive. As convenient as it is to have these on your face, which with a good audio quality, which we're going to get to, I can't drive with these, fortunately. Overall, the build quality is great from a usability standpoint. Now, comfortability, I would say it's not as good as regular glasses. I mean, Meta and Ray-Bans, they're bound to create some good technology with some good glasses. But in this situation, for myself, I find it slightly heavy. Go to the store, try them on, but try them on for 5-10 minutes, and you may notice how the heaviness starts to get to you. It's not that your neck is feeling weighed down, but it's more the pressure on the side of your head to have this on your head that eventually, after half an hour, 2 hours, I'm ready for a little break. Now that leads us into our next category. What would we actually use this for? What a unique product with sunglasses, a beautiful microphone system, and cameras, and ability to call, access AI, do so many things with one device. Normally you would have your iPhone, mini camera, some AirPods on the table. So the fact that this combines everything into one feature is a big incentive to me. So for myself, I'm a videographer. I like to have a lot of equipment in my hands. I'm usually multitasking the day, perhaps too much multitasking. There's been times when I've gone out to hang out with friends and just to have these glasses on outside, and there was a wholesome moment that I just couldn't pull out my phone to capture, where I could just click the button super quick and capture a beautiful moment in a beautiful scene that would have otherwise, in my opinion, felt like I was drawing away from the situation by pulling out my phone. And to have build quality that you can count on, that can last, is great. Now, using this as a device, since it is technology, brings us to our next category, the battery life, 4 hours. Now, you get a few charges out of the carrying case, which is super nice because it acts kind of like AirPods or the DJI Mics 2s, where you put them in the case, it automatically charges. And when you have a moment, you plug this in, you have battery all day. So the fact that I can't wear these for multiple hours on end is okay because it means that I'm charging them more often. But sometimes there is very few scenarios where I'm like, you know what? I've been recording a lot and taking a lot of photos, a lot of behind the scenes, cooking a fun meal that I wanted to record, and I just needed a little extra battery. Or maybe I spent the morning taking phone calls, and by the end of the day, I want to capture some moments and the battery is almost dead. So there are some moments where I'd prefer that larger battery. So if you see yourself using this longer than 4 hour stints, which doesn't happen often, then I'll consider the next model. So the next is the camera. 1080p, films for 2 minutes. You got lots of storage, lots of memory on there. I never ran out. And then it automatically backs up and syncs to your phone and ends up in your phone's photo library, which is fantastic. However, this is primarily directed towards vertical shooting only. I would have loved a square body sensor that you could work just like the new iPhone 17s, where you could film just as much of the screen landscape as you would vertically. So that to me is a slight drawback. But at the end of the day, you're really only using this to film behind the scenes or capture authentic, candid content, which doesn't always have to be peak cinema camera quality. That's why we have our really nice phones and our really nice cameras. We don't have to have that same camera quality on our face when we're looking to just capture. I would say this would be the convenient king of the media industry. So now my humble recommendations. If you're excited about new tech and you just want to try it, you want to get into the sunglasses Meditech niche, you want to try it out, then buy them used. I would say buy the version ones used. You get a good example of what it's like to use this software and to use this product. And when you buy it used, you can always sell it used. You don't miss much in that category there. But if you really want longer battery life sessions, you want a bit better camera, then go for the twos. In fact, wait for the threes, right? So you have a few different options. Hopefully my insight of my situation and my scenario works and it gives you some insight into the product that you're looking to buy. And in the meanwhile, I'll keep using these once in a while. Won't hurt the head. But when I do use them, I'm glad I did because I've captured some amazing, wholesome moment on these. That in itself paid for this device. We'll see you in the next one.